watching South Asia News then, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 18th of February. PM Modi launches diplomacy drive on sidelines of AI summit. Soaring food costs hit Pakistanis ahead of Ramadan. And Bangladesh opposition protests election violence, boycotts new PM's oath ceremony. And now for all the details. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a series of bilateral meetings on Wednesday on the sidelines of the AI Impact Summit in New Delhi. The high-level gathering brings together world leaders to discuss the transformative potential of AI while providing a platform to boost global technological cooperation.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday launched an intensive diplomatic outreach on the sidelines of the AI Impact Summit in New Delhi, as global leaders gathered to discuss the transformative potential of artificial intelligence and strengthen technological cooperation. In his meeting with Google CEO Sundar Pichai, discussions focused on India's expanding AI ecosystem and potential collaboration with Google to support Indian students and professionals. Modi also held bilateral talks with Spanish President Pedro Sánchez, discussing defense, security and technology cooperation. Both sides highlighted 2026 as the India-Spain Year of Culture, Tourism and AI, and underlined the positive impact of the India-EU Free Trade Agreement. In meetings with Finnish Prime Minister Petteri Orpo, Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić and Croatian Prime Minister Andrej Plenković, discussions focused on expanding trade, innovation and cooperation in emerging technologies including AI, 6G, clean energy and fintech. Modi also interacted with Estonian President Alar Karis, Bhutanese Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay and Kazakh Prime Minister Alzaz Bektanov, reinforcing India's push to position itself at the center of global AI dialogue and strategic partnerships. On day 3 of the event, India's Yotta Data Services announced it will invest over $2 billion in more than 20,000 latest AI chips from NVIDIA to build a major AI computing hub, as it prepares for a potential IPO. Backed by billionaire Niranjan Hiranandani's group, Yotta operates data centers in Mumbai, Gujarat and near the capital. Meanwhile, Microsoft said it is on track to invest $50 billion by 2030 to expand AI across the global south, after announcing $17.5 billion in India investments last year.
And the festive spirit of Ramadan in Pakistan is being overshadowed by rising inflation, making it harder for families to prepare traditional iftar meals. Markets that are usually packed with eager shoppers are now filled with concerns over soaring prices and shrinking household budgets. Take a look.
Pakistanis are thronging wholesale markets in large numbers to shop for supplies as the holy month of Ramadan begins from Thursday, while keeping a watchful eye on rising food prices. Pakistan endured one of Asia's highest inflation spikes in 2023, nearing 40%, driven by a weakening rupee, rising fuel costs and price hikes linked to IMF-backed reforms. Although inflation has since slowed to 5.8%, analysts warn the changes to power prices could add inflationary pressure. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has announced Rs 38 billion Ramadan relief package, which will be disbursed among deserving people across the country, his office said.
पिछले साल जो है अगर किसी शख्स ने अपने घर में बेसन है, दालें हैं, कुकिंग ऑयल है, इस तरह की जो रमज़ान में ज़रूरतें होती हैं जिन चीज़ों की, जिन अजनास की, वो अगर मतलब 10 किलो लेते थे तो वो आज वो 5 किलो लेने पे मजबूर है। यानी क्वांटिटी कम कर दी लोगों ने।
सरकार ने देखो कितने सेल्स टैक्स लगाया, सिर्फ खजूर से आप अंदाज़ा लगा सकते हैं, क्योंकि मैं बेसिकली मेरा काम खजूर का है। यानी जिस कंटेनर का हम लोग देते थे 1,30,000, ठीक है, तो आप अंदाज़ा लगाए वो जो टैक्स है वो 8 लाख पे एक कंटेनर पे पहुंच गया।
Pakistan has proposed a tariff overhaul as it seeks to meet conditions under its $7 billion IMF Extended Fund facility. The moneylender, however, said it is discussing electricity tariff revisions with authorities, stressing the burden should not fall on middle and lower-income households. Electricity prices carry heavy weight in the inflation index. The power sector remains burdened by circular debt, leading to repeated tariff hikes under IMF-backed reforms.
अब केला आप देखें, केला जो 200 रुपए दर्जन, अभी से 200 रुपए दर्जन छोटा छोटा केला है, और पिछले दिनों ये 100 रुपए दर्जन बिकता रहा है। जैसे रमज़ान शुरू हो रहा है तो महंगाई बढ़ रही है, इसी तरह सब्जियों के रेट जो हैं वो भी बढ़ रहे हैं।
Ramadan, the holiest month in the Islamic calendar, is observed by millions of Muslims in Pakistan, where more than 90% of the country's 240 million people fast from dawn to sunset. While traditionally, it is a time of reflection, charity, and community, the festival also involves gastronomical feasting.
And in a Saudi Arabia mediated move, Afghanistan's Taliban authorities have released 3 Pakistani soldiers captured during border clashes in October. Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid said the soldiers detained on October 12 were handed over to a Saudi delegation in Kabul. He described the release as part of the Taliban-led government's policy of maintaining positive relations with all countries and said it came ahead of the holy month of Ramadan, following a request from what he called the brotherly country of Saudi Arabia. The development follows the deadliest cross-border fighting since the Taliban returned to power in 2021. Although both sides agreed to a fragile ceasefire, tensions persist, with Islamabad accusing Kabul of sheltering anti-Pakistan militants, a charge the Taliban denies. Meanwhile, in Pakistan's Bajaur district, militants rammed an explosives-laden vehicle into an army checkpoint, killing 11 security personnel and the child. The military said 12 attackers were killed. The Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan claimed responsibility. The attack underscores a surge in violence days after a mosque bombing in Islamabad killed over 30 people claimed by the Islamic State group. Pakistan has blamed an Afghan mastermind was behind the mosque blast. And Bangladesh opposition, the Jamaat-e-Islami staged protests in Dhaka as Tariq Rahman was sworn in as Prime Minister on Tuesday, carrying banners and placards while demanding accountability for what they described as election-related violence. We have a report.
Around 4,000 members of Bangladesh's opposition Jamaat-e-Islami and its allies staged a protest in Dhaka on Monday evening, carrying banners and placards while demanding accountability for what they described as election-related violence. Despite the demonstration, Jamaat's members-elect of parliament took their oaths earlier on Tuesday. Jamaat, its allies, and the National Citizen Party boycotted the ceremony after BNP rejected the interim government's request for its lawmakers to take an additional oath under the proposed Constitution Reform Council, which aims to amend the Constitution following the referendum held alongside the national election. Bangladesh swore in its new Prime Minister Tariq Rahman on Tuesday, marking the Bangladesh Nationalist Party's BNP sweeping win after last week's landslide election victory. The BNP-led alliance secured more than 200 of the 297 contested seats in the national elections, while Jamaat claimed slightly over 70, forming a significant bloc in the newly constituted parliament. Meanwhile, as a step toward improving bilateral relations, India's Lok Sabha Speaker, Om Birla, attended the swearing-in ceremony in Dhaka and conveyed a personal invitation from India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the new Bangladeshi premier to visit India at the earliest convenience.
It depends upon the BNP and Tariq Rahman how he is able to manage the domestic politics ahead, but it could see some strong protests and opposition to his rule, though he has come in with a thumping majority. And one key litmus test for him will be his policies towards India.
And Nepal and India on Tuesday signed an agreement on mutual legal assistance in criminal matters, formalizing cooperation in criminal investigations and judicial proceedings after years of negotiations. The agreement was signed by Nepal's Joint Secretary Binod Kumar Bhattarai and India's ambassador to Nepal Naveen Srivastava in the presence of Law Minister Anil Kumar Sinha and other officials in Kathmandu. The pact will enable evidence sharing, information exchange, and coordination between law enforcement and judicial authorities in cross-border cases. It will come into force after both sides notified through diplomatic channels. Officials say the framework will strengthen action against terrorism, human and drug trafficking, financial crimes, cybercrime, and organized crime. Officials say the framework will strengthen action against terrorism, human and drug trafficking, financial crimes, cybercrime, and organized crime. The move is also expected to support Nepal's efforts to exit the FATF grey list. However, negotiations on a new extradition treaty remain unresolved, particularly over provisions concerning third country nationals. Moving on. Authorities in Bandipora in India's Jammu and Kashmir organized the Wooler Bird Watch Festival 2026 recently at the famous Wooler Lake, attracting a large number of enthusiasts. The event aimed to promote ecotourism and create livelihood opportunities for local communities. A key focus of the festival was spreading awareness about Wooler as officials stressed on the restoration work being conducted. The campaign aims to highlight its importance not only for livelihood generation and flood mitigation, but also its historical significance in Kashmir. The event witnessed widespread participation from conservation experts, college students, wildlife photographers, and nature enthusiasts. Wooler Lake is one of Asia's largest freshwater lakes and a vital Ramsar designated wetland of international importance.
मेन पर्पस लाइवलीहुड जनरेशन है और जिसमें कि डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ये चाहते हैं अलोंग विद वुकमा हम ये चाहते हैं कि वुलर की जो इज्जत है वो बरकरार रहे, वुलर को हम बेइज्जत ना करें। और जब मैं कह रही हूँ वुलर की बेइज्जती ना हो, इसका मतलब ये है कि इसमें हम कचरा ना डालें, इसमें हम पोचिंग ना करें, इसमें हम इलीगली किसी किस्म की कोई कार्रवाई ना करें।
नंबर 1 हम वुलर की इम्पोर्टेंस को जो है हर एक तक पहुंचाना चाहते हैं, एक अवेयरनेस कैंपेन क्रिएट करना चाहते हैं कि वुलर की जो इम्पोर्टेंस है, बीट लाइवलीहुड जनरेशन या फिर हम फ्लड मिटिगेशन की बात करें और या फिर हम जो है यहाँ से वुलर की जो हमारी हिस्टोरिकल इम्पोर्टेंस है कश्मीर के हवाले से, उसको जो है हम लोगों तक पहुंचाना चाहते हैं। सो अवेयरनेस हमारा पहला सेगमेंट रहेगा।
And that's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Till then, good night.